Welcome back. Today I wanted to give you a very simple and powerful formula for understanding meditation. Meditation is this vast sea, and it's difficult to find our way through it. To, first of all, get the courage to venture out on that vast sea, and second of all, to find the landmarks that are going to help us find our way and make sense of our journey. So let's boil it down today to a simple mathematical formula. So what that formula is heart rate variability plus the dorsal vagal nerve equals meditative mellows. So let's unpack that. Now I have a video on this channel, it's called Clinical Mindfulness, and that video goes with this video. That is the actual practice of what I'm explaining, what I'm talking about today. So that video on clinical mindfulness is the practice of everything that I am unpacking today. So, heart rate variability, what is that? So when you are in your car and you pull up to a stop sign, you don't rev the engine while you've got the brake on, right? The engine idles down. If you're driving a stick, then you press in the clutch and the engine cycles down. It doesn't need to work while you're at the stop sign. And in the same way, when we breathe in, the lungs fill with air. And now the heart has more work to do. It needs to beat and process all the gases in the lungs. So while it's working, the heart rate will climb, it will go up. And when we breathe out, the air is out of the lungs, the heart does not need to work as hard, and so it can begin to cycle down, just like being at a stop sign. And so the heart rate should also start to cycle down. So it's like you're going through town, you go, you stop, you go, you stop, you go, and you stop. Your heart rate, the heart rate variability follows the same kind of cycle. Heart rate goes up, heart rate goes down. Heart rate goes up, heart rate goes down. And that is variability. So now we have the name heart rate variability. It's a natural sinus arrhythmia. That means these sinuses right here, not this sinus. These sinuses in the neck, the carotid sinuses. So sinus arrhythmia, because this point has to do with the medulla oblongata and the regulation of the heart rate. This is the pressure valve that tells the medulla, hey, there's too much pressure, cycle down on the heartbeat. So when there's air coming out of the lungs, the diaphragm is up, more pressure is on the thoracic cavity. That pressure on the dorsal vagal nerve tells it to go ahead and cycle down. That's when the heart rate goes down. And that's why when we do heart rate variability breathing, we make the out breath slightly longer in order for the dorsal vagal nerve to catch on and cycle down the heart rate on the out breath. So it should look like that, with a little peak and lots of valley. That's heart rate variability. And you'll know it's happening because your hands become hot and heavy. That lets you know I'm in heart rate variability. I am in the beginning of it. Now, if you were to check out the 5 breath states on this channel, those will teach you to go into the deepest states of heart rate variability. So very valuable. So you can see we have heart rate variability that is activating the dorsal vagal nerve. And as we sit in stillness in meditation, we can experience more and more of the 4 proofs of the dorsal vagal nerve that it's taking effect. And those two things together, heart rate variability and the dorsal vagal nerve, when you put them together, you get meditative mellows. And that is huge because this is the beginning of experiencing bliss in meditation. The dorsal vagal nerve, when you experience it in meditation, it is blissful. Those experiences of the four proofs are blissful. Now, we say mellows because it's not necessarily it's gonna rock your world the first time you feel it. It's a mellow thing, and you've got to get into it and practice with it. It's like dating. You don't expect to get married on the first date. You go back and you talk and you talk and you talk and you communicate back and forth. And in that communication, you develop a relationship. And it gets deeper and deeper and deeper with more and more trust and more understanding, right? That's what we're doing with the dorsal vagal nerve and with heart rate variability, which is putting us into deeper and deeper states of meditative mellows. And this was the plan of Lahiri Mahasaya. This is what he intended with the first Kriya, was to give you the ability to get into meditative mellows from the very beginning of your meditative practice. This is not something which is designed to be 10, 20 years down the line. This is for you now. Another difference with Lahiri Mahasaya and a lot of different systems is that his was a 6-step yoga, not an 8-step. A number of his students were Orthodox Indians, and they came to him and they said, why aren't you teaching yama niyama? Why aren't you teaching morality? And he said, because I don't want to slow down my students. Through the practice of Kriya Yoga, they will automatically become more sensitive and be guided from the inside out rather than trying to guide them from the outside in. You see the difference? That was Lahiri Mahasaya's plan, and he wanted to help you, first of all, energetically, with your energetic system, getting you in contact with your own energetic system, which is the dorsal vagal nerve, which creates meditative mellows. And isn't that glorious? And isn't that beautiful? So when I designed the clinical mindfulness, I wanted to reestablish his intent for whatever lineage you might be practicing. I wanted to share that with you to help you, put you in contact with the dorsal vagal nerve so that you can experience those four proofs and start that relationship, start that meeting with the dorsal vagal nerve and the meditative mellows. I hope this was super valuable for you. If it was, please hit that bell down there so you get notified next time I have a video. Thank you so much for all the thanks that I've received recently from the different videos that are helping you. I love it. I just love that this information is helping you, and it's my honor to share it with all of you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.